Hello, everyone. How are you all? Come on, talk. Thank you all for your support. My name is Leandria Falls Garner, and what I'm going to be talking about today is just the informative speech, just going over the First Amendment. You all know the First Amendment, correct? Okay. Well, in about 1971, that's when the First Amendment was put into place, and it pretty much came from just wanting to be able to express yourself through press, through your religion, or through just anything, just having that freedom to be able to do that. And after going through my speech class, I just feel like it kind of opened up a new light or just a little bit more information on how I feel about that, about the First Amendment. And one way would be, if you all notice, there are so many different soapboxes where people express how they feel through the First Amendment. And that is normally Facebook, Snapchat, MSN, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, Channel 3, Channel 6, Twitter, Instagram. Don't be scared. What else? I guess y'all are out.
Tumblr?
What's that?
Tumblr?
I mean, all those things. It's just so many different ways that we can express how we feel on the internet, riots. I mean, it's just so many different ways that we can say how we like something, how we don't like something. And considering before 1971, if we didn't like anything, who cared? If we had a problem with something, or if we wanted to freely praise God or freely praise whoever we praise, that wasn't an option then. So, and another thing is just some of the, considering freedom of speech, can you all tell me some of the awesome things that freedom of speech has done? Oh, okay. Martin Luther King, way to go. That was a way to riot, way to do something and actually come up with something, which brings me to civil rights. Through civil rights, anybody else?
Rosa?
That's it. Malcolm X. That's good. Then we can also bring up
Trump.
Through Trump. Yeah, that's still in there. Yeah. And just thinking about some of those ways, I mean, women. Think about Hillary Clinton actually running for office. Now, with freedom of speech, she can actually, being a woman, run for office. Or just, that's it, the right to vote. All of us, because of freedom of speech, that opportunity was opened up to us. And quite a bit of you all, I go to church with you, which means we can assemble and go to church because of freedom of speech. So I just feel like the effects of freedom of speech can be awesome. Our press, because some stuff can let you know, like, hey, on your phones, when you're getting directions, it'll say, hey, it's a wreck 5 miles up. You might want to turn around, So I just feel like with
Y'all take another exit?
that's it. Yeah, I feel like that helps you. But what I feel like is now a lot of people are kind of taking advantage of freedom of speech.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I just feel like it's just it's just not so good. It's just causing a lot of racial slurs to just be freely publicized, confusion. It's causing a lot of people to feel free to go shoot up schools. It's causing just a lot of division. And so I just feel like at some point, yes, it's a lot of good, but there should be limits on top of limits that are out there, because if you are a person in power, I don't feel like you should be disrespected. That's the president, that's the police officers, that's anything. But when I look back at it and I see the different things that actually come in play, that actually take place, it's hard for me to actually take up for these people in power, because of their freedom of speech, they've opened up the door for so much disrespect.
Right.
And so our children and us, we're learning how to disrespect those people in power. I've never in my life heard so many people talk about the President of the United States, call them by their first name, last name, without saying the president, or without saying, oh, the police. But now if you say the police, it's like, I'm not scared of the police, or the pigs, or just something like that. But the first time somebody knock you upside the head, it's called the police. So it's just like, it's really, really hard, but it's hard because the predicament of having freedom of speech and saying whatever you wanted to say, it's made it hard for you. So you've created that. And so a lot of the times I just feel like freedom can also cause bondage. It can cause love and it can cause war. A lot of the times, like I said, with love, it's with Martin Luther King. With his freedom of speech, it caused to where we can actually drink out of the same water fountain as someone who doesn't look like us. That's love and that's peace. But also, it just made it to where with the war, now we're probably gonna fight Japan or somebody else. But just to wrap up and in conclusion with everything, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And us together, depending upon what we text, what we post on social medias, we can have a say-so in how we use our speech. And we're going through this speech class, it's helped me a lot direct my speech a little bit better. So it's up to you, Charity, Keelan, Victoria, Deja, Zayden, Quantravis, and Thomas. It's up to us to just kind of pay attention to what we do. And thank you all. And I'm Leandra, and this is my speech. Thank you all.